Hi everyone. So today I want to talk a little bit about something new that I will be doing, which is the Whole30. I remember it being a really big deal like a few years back. I can't exactly remember when. In your head you hear like diet or you can't eat this, and right away it feels really unhealthy. I don't want it to be unhealthy, and I would say that I eat pretty well. The way that I was raised, there weren't a lot of snacks at home. Then my mom made most of the meals fresh and home cooked. The reason why I'm doing this, I guess, I feel like I've been struggling really with my acne. It comes and goes for me. So it's something that I always struggled with, and I have seen multiple dermatologists from I would say from about the time when I was like 16, 17, and I always was nervous about it because I don't know, it's just, even though it's something that's embraced, I feel like nowadays in culture, we're accepting of people and we understand their struggles, but I think it still makes an impact on how you look and how you feel. There's few people who maybe will be mean or judgmental about it, which I've had some people be like that, what are you eating? What are you doing? Or especially family members, they look at your face and they go, your face is looking kind of rough. And you're like, thanks. So it obviously makes you feel self-conscious. Struggled with acne ever since I was young. Then I studied abroad in Korea for South Korea. I feel I shouldn't have to specify that. But I have sometimes people ask me, and maybe they're joking, but they go, oh, which Korea? And you're like, South Korea? But anyway, South Korea. And I studied abroad for about 6 months. I had to come back early because that's around the time that COVID started going around. So I came back early because of that. But the 6 months did wonders to my face. And I wasn't blocking what I ate. And every once in a while, you'd go out to eat to a fast food restaurant in Korea. They have chicken shops and different things like that, but that's as fast food as I got. And my skin was absolutely clear. I totally believe it is what I was eating, and just the fact that they don't have as much processed food. Obviously they still do, but I feel everywhere that I went were small shops ran by a family where they're making food for everyone, and I feel like you get more quality food. Now I could be wrong, but something changed within that time frame that my skin cleared up so much. Then I came back to the States and things went downhill again. Got back on creams and tretinoid and what you should do with this, and then I got pregnant with my first kiddo, and he was a boy. And I always heard that when you have boys that your skin really clears up. Now I don't know if that's medically correct, but that was the case for me. My skin was clear. I didn't have anything. My scars were fading, and I couldn't use any products that could be absorbed by my body and affect the baby. So I was off the tretinoid creams or anything that's kind of harsh like that. Had my kid, skin was good. And then once I would say I got kind of towards the end of the postpartum time, maybe I think 6 months after I gave birth, my skin started to again go downhill. And I didn't visit any dermatologists. I don't know. I just, I kind of accepted it. I think at that point I was like, well, maybe this is my life. Maybe I'm just meant to live with acne, because I know it's normal, getting every once in a while, maybe around the time of your period as well, just getting some things on your face. But for me, it was just really aggressive, but not super aggressive. I know there's extreme cases, which that wasn't me, but it was still a hit on my confidence. And and especially, that's also another thing, I'm not super good at makeup. That's something that I just recently started doing it, so I definitely did not have a way to cover it up how some people do that. So then, pregnant with my second kid. This one was a beautiful baby girl, but my skin was horrible. It was the worst it's probably the worst it's ever been. And obviously you can't do a lot of harsh treatments to your face. So I went to a dermatologist. That's how bad it got. Usually I don't go to a dermatologist unless I really have to. And they prescribed me some pills that were safe. I think they still had a minor risk. I never took them. I just didn't feel comfortable doing that, and I was like, you know what, I'll just suffer through. You're already pregnant and you're already uncomfortable, so I might as well look the part. So I just didn't do those, and I thought, okay, well, I'll have those after I give birth and then I can get back on that. But it was horrible. And that's also another thing that I heard, that when you have girls, I don't know who told me this, but the quote is that they used was that they take your beauty away or something like that. But my skin was horrible, and obviously right now I have scars to prove it. So then now, during my visit with my dermatologist, I asked him, I said, hey, is there any way that the stuff that I'm eating is impacting my face? I'm not unhealthy per se. Do I eat the amount of vegetables that I should? I know they say you should eat a certain serving per day. I don't, but it's not like I'm getting takeout all the time. I try to make my meals mostly healthy. I try to cook things fresh. Just the vegetable part is kind of hard. Not a horrible diet. And I told him this, and he said, no, in no way what you eat has an impact on your face. That's not going to make a difference. And I just found that really hard to believe, because I really can't explain why my face was so good at a certain point in my life where I was not restricting myself with certain foods, and now it is. Now I know you grow up, you have changes in your body and like the way your body processes things. But I feel acne is something that I always struggled with, and while there were some changes in my life, it still did not make sense to me. So, that's been maybe about a year that I went to go see the dermatologist, and I kind of have lived with this. I mean, it's not horrible right now. I would say today is it's a good day. I'm just trying to see myself here. A lot of the times when I get acne, I get like right here, and you can see some of those scars right there and I'm really bad at not touching it. I don't know, I just feel like, and I know that's worse. I know, but it's like bothers me. It bothers my life. So I went from using a lot of products because I figured one of these has got to work. Something's got to help me out. And then now I'm kind of dialing back and being like, okay, let's get all the crap that I kept putting on my face out of here, and let's try to see what the issue is. So other spot recently, I've just been getting them on my chin, like right here. Yeah, pretty much like right here. And that's the beautiful thing about me. Everything is symmetrical. Not my face, of course. My face cannot be symmetrical. I'm not that lucky. But one thing that is symmetrical, my acne. Like, it always replicates the exact same spot on the other side of my face, which is horrible. Like, it's kind of funny. I mean, you've got to laugh. I don't know how else you would do things. But literally right here and right there. And then also right here. I've been getting these, and some of these hurt. And the type of acne that I get is like, it's like this volcano, like a red volcano that hurts, but nothing is inside. Like, sometimes you have like white heads and you feel like, okay, I could put a pimple patch on this, or I could pop it if that's what you're into. But for me, it's like painful for about 4 days. Like, and you can't pop it. There's nothing to pop. If you dig at it, like, it bleeds, and then it recreates itself into a pimple. Magic. But that's just been kind of it. I'm gonna show kind of a close-up of my face. Excuse my mustache. But so we have that, and I have a lot of scars. So not everything's a pimple. Most of it is scars, which I heard the tretinoid helps with. A lot here. I used to get like right around my mouth. That was, I would say, when I was younger, and I don't have that many scars. But right now it's just this bottom half. Nothing right now in my forehead. I just have, I don't know if anybody else gets these, but I have these like bumps. I mean, this is a good day for me. I have some that don't look that pretty, but I mean, I usually do this with my hair because I try to hide it. Maybe if I put it right here, you can't see it. Like if I just go like this, perfect. So that's kind of the background of my acne, and this might not work for everybody. I know everybody's acne is different, so what somebody uses might not be what works for you, which is something that it took me a long time to learn, because you see so many videos, you see so many people sponsoring products, and you're like, yes, that one will finally help me, it will finally get rid of my acne, it will be the solution to all of my problems, and then you buy it and then it is not, and then you have drawers full of stuff that you've bought hoping that something would work, but it doesn't. So I'm trying to get back down to basics. So it's 2 phases, so 30 days of elimination and 10 or more days of reintroduction. So your meals will include meat, seafood, and eggs, lots of vegetables and fruit, healthy fats, and fresh herbs, spices, and seasonings. You won't have to count or restrict calories, track your food, or limit your portions. So that sounds really good. It makes it not sound so terrible, because it's not supposed to be like a long-term thing. That's what I read. It's supposed to be kind of a body reset to see what is working with your diet, what is not, what is making your gut really angry, and what is not helping you, and to encourage you to cut those out. I think this will go fairly well. I'm positive, because I feel I don't eat a lot of seafood. That's the only thing. Not that I don't like it. I like kind of all fish. I'm not a big fan of shrimp. Lobster is a no. I had a horrible experience with lobster. Maybe one day I'll share that. But I'll eat fish. So, I mean meat. Love eggs. Love fruits. So I don't think it'll be totally hard. I feel if I were the kind of person who goes out to eat every day, maybe it would be a harder hit on me, or maybe I would feel it more. But so that's why I'm excited, but I see you read the stories or you see videos of people doing it, and they felt so much better. They had energy, they felt awake, they felt good, they felt energized. So I'm curious to see if I will also feel those things if my diet is already not as bad as I think it is. And I'm also very excited to see if my face will change. So this is kind of my tracking vlog to see where we're at with this, and if it makes any changes, or if maybe that dermatologist was right, that this is just some hormonal imbalance and it has nothing to do with my diet. So I'm excited. I'm a little bit nervous. I think today, just grocery shopping, I realized a lot of the junk that they put in food, which you don't even think about until you have to look at the labels. Also, kind of very happy that we don't have any events going on this month, like birthdays. Or wait, we do have a birthday. Okay, we're gonna see how that's gonna go, because usually when you go out to eat or things like that, that's when you get tempted, or you know, what are you gonna say? Like, actually I have a few things that I'm doing this month. Okay, well, it's time to be strong. It's time to just do it. So anyways, it'll be fine, but at least it's not November. I feel November's like, you know, Thanksgiving. That's when you like eat all the good stuff, which my hope is to start this cleanse, slowly reintroduce foods and see maybe which ones were the culprit, if any, and then to cut those out indefinitely. Another thing that I'm not looking forward to is coconut. I already seeing a couple of recipes, because you can't do dairy, but I see a lot of coconut milk. I hate coconut. Hate it in like treats, coconut milk. I one time tried to make like non-dairy chicken Alfredo with coconut milk. I just can't get over the taste. I don't know why. Maybe I was scarred as a child, or maybe I just don't like it. It's just not my favorite. So maybe that's something that I'm gonna have to get used to, because I know that's probably gonna be a lot of the substitutions for like the creamy based things. I'm mostly following recipes on the Whole30 website, so, and then I'm gonna branch out into other websites if I see, maybe if I've used all the ones that I think I would like. So another thing, drinking more water every day. So we're gonna start tomorrow, because today we're having pizza as the last hurrah. I feel like an addict, like getting my last hit before I quit. We're gonna stay strong. 30 days. We got this. 30 days. So, all right. We'll see how it goes.